Hello and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Song Sussex as the Garthimi. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Garthimi? Garthamus? However you want to do that. This is going to be probably the last city, based on what I know about the release of version 71. Might be 0.71. Anyway, the next major patch is supposed to drop on the 15th. Watching this on YouTube, I think this is the part coming live on the 13th. So during this stream, we will cross over where you, if you're watching this on Twitch, is watching this on the 2nd. But YouTube, I think, will be watching this out on the 14th or 15th. Or this part, I think, is on the 13th. But right about when the next patch is coming out. So if you're playing it just after this video came live on YouTube, and you're wondering why your world acts differently than mine, it might be because you're on the next patch. And there are some significant things coming in for, like, reproduction and stuff like that. So we've re-rolled back. At the end of last stream, we were trying to be good, and we rolled back because we worked out that being good was doable, but it wasn't super interesting. So we're going to continue sort of being evil. So what I mean by being evil/good is we were massacring everyone who wasn't Garthimi up until 2 parts ago. And then we did basically 2 parts where we stopped doing that. And we really weren't built around doing that. I think you could do that. In fact, that's the way you normally play. When you're not doing the Garthimi, you usually do it that way. Because when you're not doing the Garthimi, you don't have access... Well, you have access to the humidifiers, but everyone besides the Garthimi doesn't like them. Fair enough. And because of how liked and unliked is calculated, all the percentile modifiers hit your like and not your unlike modifiers. It's actually fairly difficult to keep everyone else happy with the humidifiers. On the other hand, the humidifiers are very, very powerful buildings. And this is something that might change with the major patch that comes out on the 17th, or on the 15th. So here we're gonna use some of our remaining 50 points to improve the fortification here. Mostly improve the garrison. So, because we're being evil, we're going to have a harder time with diplomacy. The northern neighbors might become a problem again. So, by doing this, hopefully we've got enough garrison up there that they will at least be delayed coming down. In the meantime, we do have our army recovering. And we have trade with everyone. Yeah, we have trade with everyone. 40 government points to invest. Not sure if we have anywhere we want to spend 40. I think we're at the point where we really need to get up to the next city size again. To do anything super useful. In the last one, I think we also... Or, in the previous one, we did also pick up some more servants. I should probably shed some servants. Or some slaves. We've got too many there causing a suppression and rest issue. So let's go out to the neighbors. I would like to sell you. Offer. It's going to be the least disruptive. Probably the Amivians. Let's give them the 56 Amivians. We'll get paid for that. And we'll see how that helps with city stability. We'll let some time start passing in the city. So back here in the city, apparently we're running a little bit short on stone. Let's put a couple more on stone production. Get a stone positive again. And then we've got... Still have 100 people in the Southern War. Fine, which is probably more than we need. But that's probably a fine thing. Yeah, so the slaves that we just sold are leaving the city, which is causing submission to go up a bit. I do also want to probably power up the army in quantity. Let's, for the moment, turn the training off on these guys so we can get up to force a little bit quicker. Yeah, I'll train them a little bit faster. And then I suppose food-wise, I actually need more storage than anything else. You upgraded? You are upgraded. Okay, so my fishery storage houses are probably full. Oh, you probably don't need to be holding. Make you dedicated fish storage. I didn't know we have fruit there. Sign a forage order so it gets grabbed. And we'll grab a second one of these. Leather merchant. We're not going to buy the suspicious leather. Sounds like a good way to get in trouble with the neighbors. Put a random fish storage up there. Most of our fish is coming in from taxes, so it can find its way up there. The delivery men can deliver up there. How's our weapon and armor production looking? Yeah, so in theory we're making enough metal armor to run what we're running out in the army, and probably actually swap all the way over to full armor, full metal armor. So let's start doing that. Let's hand back your hand back your leather, swap over to metal. Anyway, we still have you over there. So as far as city expansion is concerned, I'm looking to expand, right? We want to get up to currently 6,000. Okay, so we haven't hit 6,000. We're actually pretty close. Let's make sure, do we have everyone housed? No, we got 100-something humans unhoused up around here. Okay. Yeah, not gonna go to that. I do need more housing. I suppose we can go up here. Here wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, get this housing build and we'll get more people moving in. Yeah, we definitely have a lot more capacity to have goods imported. Supposedly running some meat negative. That might be a little bit of warehousing being an issue, or it might be that I should actually be expanding meat production. What's the coverage of the janitors? What's this janitor? Does reach out there, although it's starting to reach its limits. Probably means I want to build another sort of service area over that side as well. Do something like that. I think it's the janitor, but apparently I need a little bit more wall because it didn't copy paste the wall on one side. And then we've got gem mine there. Maybe don't want to get over the top of. Because I suppose we might want gems. Although we can just as easily get that imported and make jewelry out of imported gems. Yeah, we got lots of what we could do with this city. And I'm kind of sitting here, other than knowing I want to grow, I'm sort of sitting in choice paralysis right now. Okay, that should be a decent chunk of housing. Still got complaints about housing here, although, okay, so that hasn't been done, so I let that go a little bit longer, and I think we'll have enough housing for the people. I think that's the only district having housing. Oh, the admin area is having it as well. And honestly, the admin area is probably boxed in enough that I need to improve the houses. Unless I think it's actually the papermaker's taking too many. Do that fairly easily with the room upgrader. Just upgrade all those guys one level. That solves that problem, and we solve the problem up here. Okay, so now we're interested in bringing some more people in. I suppose I could actually start producing gems. And exporting the surplus. Much like we're doing this Scythian. We're taxing Scythian and we're exporting the surplus. Although I think we've crashed the price on that. I might... Let's tolerate that going a little bit lower. Go down to like 280. Get it moving again. See if it stabilizes at a slightly lower price. And for the moment, digging into the mountain, I'm just going to clear out all this mountain in preparation for maybe doing something like that gem mine. I think that's what I'm building this warehouse for, is I'm going to swap it over from Scythian to mass gems. But at the same time, I should be... Once in a while, I should be checking to make sure we've got the stuff getting to the janitors. It's fairly easy to reach points like this where we don't have haulers bringing weapons to janitors. So janitors that need weapons aren't getting them. And not all my janitors necessarily need weapons hauled to them. So I guess that one, and this one. Yeah. You want to grab Falcatas, and you're going to pull from the Falcata warehouse. Another accident. Those happen on a semi-regular basis. Okay, that should help with getting some of our stuff fixed. Okay, there's the shrine under construction. That warehouse isn't finished, so I can't swap it over to gems yet. To be fair, I think I have a lot of gems just sitting on the floor near the throne room. Yeah. Taxes. Many, many, many taxes. And we don't have enough storage space for all the taxes, so it just gets tossed on the floor. At some point I should probably raise bakery and ration maker production. Apparently I need to raise the storage for those as well. Your fish warehouse. Let's pay for you to have more storage. You store rations. We want more of those stored. I don't necessarily want everything upgraded. For example, this one's doing furniture. It's fine that it's not upgraded. Pot, again, fine that it's not upgraded. We got enough pot storage. Grain, we've got a lot in the fields, but that's actually due to Texas. But I suppose we might as well store as much as we can, so we'll upgrade that one as well. Rations, upgrade. Rations, surprisingly empty ration one, but upgrade that one as well. Meat, fish. It's already fully upgraded, so I can't upgrade it even if I wanted to do. Chew. Rations, again. Fabric's fine. Maxed. Rain will upgrade. Rain will upgrade. Rations will upgrade. 20 sticks, I think we're good on. Furniture's fine. You're upgraded already. That's got fish. Upgrade it so we can store more fish. You're not supposed to be on. You're supposed to be on auto apply, so you take some people. I think that one hadn't been upgraded because it was moved with a copy, but on planning. Upgrade you for more fish storage. Same there. More fish storage. And you're fully upgraded. Okay. So that'll help the food days go up a little bit more. Not quite done with that warehouse, and the hearth almost there is almost done. Here we go. And you're actually not going to be Scythian. You're going to be full on max gems. And I'm going to have to, obviously, we don't have much space here. So we're probably going to ship the gems someplace else. We're going to mine them here, obviously, but ship them someplace else. Although I might have another gem mine. Scroll around the map. Yeah, oh, yeah, that's the better of the two gem mines. That's the gem mine. That's the gem mine we're getting. That one are basically nothing. Okay, so let's and speed down, and we can do mine, gem. Okay, so it's 300 something workers that it'll hold. Do a big warehouse, but we'll do it right next to the warehouse that it gets stored in, right? So right there works. And then we can work on auxiliaries after that. These do and they don't need to be accessible. I also don't know if there's a optimal size for the auxiliaries on this building. Some buildings have components in them that have optimal sizes. So it makes sense to build them when you can in the optimal size. It isn't all every building, though. Sometimes it can be hard to know which is which. Which ones have them and not. This is gonna be one of those awkward ones where... Sure... How many I need? Okay, that much. Free up that corner for potentially all this stuff. A little bit of road here to let people go around a bit better. No, it took a little bit. Did I take it a little bit too much? Yes, because I need to let the building be connected, so I need either those hexes added. Yeah, those hexes added. for the warehouse. Or for the storage. Storage needs a way to walk around to the other side. There we go. So, 344 gem miners can work here. We'll get that being built. You're going to want an export depot. No. I clicked on the thing being built. Export depot. Well, how big did I build the Sithland one? The Sithland one is probably big enough. Yeah, that size. I can put it right here next to the end of the map. Should probably be a pretty good use of space. I'm thinking maybe of using... This is either going to be housing or ranching along the end here, edge here. Okay, let's give that some time to build. I'm actually tempted just to bring... How many are we short from the next title? 213. Well, suppose we just say have more people come in. Up to 5,000, okay. So in theory I actually have enough to fully work the gem mine, and we might work the gem mine at full speed until we actually know we've saturated the gem sales. Yeah, I think we have already on Sithland. Although the export depot isn't absolutely full. Are we making enough stone? Are we having... What's the problem going with stone? No indication. Oh, you have an indication you're having a problem. You're having a holing issue. So the stone... We're having issue getting the stone over here. Fair enough. So in theory... Ah, okay. So I can see what I could do to help here. Pull stone. That wasn't the warehouse of the stone? Or was it the warehouse of the stone? The warehouse just doesn't own a stone. Warehouse doesn't own a stone. Fair enough. We have a decent number of stone around the map. Just not necessarily where we want it. Oh, there was an accident. Massive accident. Let's put another 50 on here. Almost getting close to full mine operation here. Although that's part of what makes the accidents really terrible. As you can see. Got 0% workload here. I don't know how the butchers or the cannibals work offhand, and I'm probably running them wrong then. I'm gonna put a little bit more of a grave here. Okay, we got everyone working on the gem mine. Get exports going as well. Export gems. If the warehouse... Well, the gem warehouse holds a lot. If storage is over like 2,000, yeah, perfect set. And if we're going to do anything with gems, which we probably do, we probably want to make jewelry at some point. We want to move that somewhere else on the map. Let's grab... Let's say, let's grab a holer, but I think that's really the problem we're having. Right, because we've got a warehouse. We want to basically drag it down from that warehouse. But... So basically stone goes into that warehouse and gets dragged down there, but that means I need to make enough stone. And in theory, we are. Although the expenses on the masonry is probably including the holing issue. Round and round in circles we go, right? Okay, presumably, well, I was about to say, presumably we have a housing issue. Don't. Oh, and you... Gems. How low do I want to let the gems go? Before we put the kibosh on the exports. Let's say 160. Because presumably we haven't exported so much to the guy that's at 154 that that's particularly low price. Might even be an argument. Actually, I'd buy the argument. Let's go down to 140. We'll export a lot, but we aren't going to completely let the price go to nothing. And to be fair, we're only making 100 gems a day. So we're not even technically at the point where we're exporting at. Okay, let's bring enough people in that we hit the next target and have some odd jobbers. Another 100 should do it. There we go. 50 more innovation, 50 more knowledge, 12 more noble promotions. Oh, do we need the noble promotions? And I have a bunch of knowledge floating around. Yeah, let's invest in Rural Health 3. Not sure if there's any places we want to push to the max Metropolis level. Although, we could. I might as well grab it just in case we decide there is a place we want to push that high. Where else do I want to use this? The points we've got. I could grab Blast Architecture. Oh, I should do the markets and the exquisite dining. Here we go. Save the rest. Yeah, to hit the... one of the titles? Yeah, one of the titles requires over 60 or over 70% speakers, stages, fight pits. So I should probably, next thing should probably be speakers and stages. Okay, well for the moment, we're gonna spend most of those promotions. I'm gonna save like 2, but we're gonna spend most of them making 3 Inari Ray governors, so we have the administration capacity to contemplate empire expansion again. You're happy and stable, you're happy and stable. Some of these places can probably be made bigger. We know over here can be made bigger, for example. Here, we've just got the one humidifier, and we got 2k people here. Yep, that can be made bigger. That's enough to hit the next size. Oh, that actually is... or no. yeah, it will be enough to hit the next size. Just from the humidifiers. So we can make that one even bigger. And of course, we've maxed out the humidifier there. I added the Royal Academy of Medicine, which will help health everywhere. It might allow us to get away from other buildings that are providing health, like we went out into the well in some places. I suppose for such an exterior realm, this probably does want some garrison. I'm not sure what we're going to produce there yet. Probably more wood, if I need more wood. And then you can level up. Oh, I guess we have 4 health academies, so I need to figure out where they are and get them upgraded. $3.2. What's the next one? 4.8. Okay. And then it's 8K, I think, for the last one. And same sort of thing here. Humidifier up. Central building up. Not sure what we want in the rest of this place, but something. You can be leveled up. At least to that tier. And again, I'm not sure what we want here. So. Do I want you bigger? Getting you a little bit bigger would allow us to improve the garrison, yes. Let's down the garrison one size for the moment, so we're going to upgrade the humidifier. That'll get you over 1.2k, so we can get the main building up one tier. Your school tax office, there's one of our physicians. Take you to max on the physician. This is probably one of the places that we'd try to run to 8k if we could. For the full size. Oh, and the realm population's got to be 100,000. So that's probably going to be the hard part. Because that's going to require us to get the empire bigger. Although I can grab everything less than that pretty easily. Like, we're on everything less than that already. Okay, so yeah. It's not 8k, it's 9.2k. It's not worth growing it until I need that. Or until I can unlock that. Because otherwise we're paying taxes to make the place a livable place. And not getting any benefit from it. So you've got your... Oh no, you've got law enforcement. There's the healthcare. Ah, but you don't have enough to do the healthcare, so we're actually turn healthcare off there. Move that someplace else. So that freed up the healthcare for me to put it someplace else where we got a lot of labor. Yeah, here will work. Health. Full. We've got a 1 max, 2 max, 3 max. One of them is still level 1. That one's level 1. Can I level you to max where you are? Yes. Then done. Okay. So, I think we might literally be getting enough health everywhere that I don't need to run hygiene anymore. For most of our cities. That frees us up on hygiene requirements that we can redirect towards just getting the cities bigger. And or just paying more taxes. Like, if we want this to say 1.2k, that means we can do that sort of shuffle. So we get 5 region capacity for 5 workforce, or we can get 1 health and 2 region capacity for 5 workforce. We don't need the health there specifically, because we have it from the realm-wide bonuses, so we're happy with that. Could probably turn health down here. Yeah, we can turn health down here. So we could put, say, hygiene back to 0. Bring up that workforce, effectively getting us to pay more taxes. And then willing to save at 4.8, which you are at 5.25 at that point, so that's just fine. Okay. Anyway, from a resource standpoint, producing... The next thing you'd probably produce is wood, unless I just want taxes. And again, we don't need you. The biggest city doesn't need it, or none of the other places do. Although we need to keep them over 2.4, so I need to raise health. There you go. You don't need the well anymore. You're still over 2.4. You don't need the well anymore. Not enough workforce there. Oh, you'll need a little bit of growth. There. One level of growth is enough to offset the well. We get more taxes. Again, no need for the well. As a well. And you have enough size there without it. Oh, we should upgrade you. We've got the government capacity for that, so we do that. And then I could upgrade the humidifier, so we will upgrade the humidifier. Gets us up to 9. Do I want to push for 12? 1200, maybe. This is a pretty small place, so it's pretty unattractive from an actual growth standpoint. Yeah, when it levels up, we'll get a little bit more, and then if we aren't just going for taxes, it's excellent ore here. Again, don't need the well, although the well will have to be replaced with 1 level growth, but that's actually just more workforce efficient, so that works. Some of these we could probably push to grow more. Because we don't need the well anymore. Do you want to push up to 12k here? No, not while it's disconnected from the realm. Oh, you don't need the well. I don't know what you're going to do with 175 workforce, but you don't need a well. That's what we don't need. Oh, and you're the wrong building. You've got barracks. We don't need barracks. We want... If you're the border guard, you need a garrison. And with that, let's get the army marching. Because we can go expanding again. So we've got 265 more government points. So we can go take over some more space. Checking to make sure we still got everyone housed. Pretty much. I suppose the next industry we should probably try to build / expand is innovation. I suppose we haven't actually picked up the lab upgrades. Because we spent everything on the Emperor. The Empire! functionally operating a city, not with the Empire. That's where we're at this point. We need the Empire or the city collapses. In comes the meat tax. I'm just unloading hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of meat into the warehouse here. And then innovation, we've got 50 innovation to play with. Is there anything I want to unlock? So this from a trade garrison purpose, I should be doing probably efficiency. So we've spent worse workers on various industries. So we're doing refining, basic craftsman, fine craftsman. So probably once again reinvest in those. Do another round on those. Like so. And yeah, they're very efficient. That's supposedly the next one is 11 for 40 workers, 11 for 32 workers, 11 for 31 workers worth of effect. So definitely worth it. In fact, that's at a point where I should probably be building the labs, building some more laboratories. You improved. No, you're still having hauling issues. Although that's because we're still having issues trying to generate enough stone in that warehouse. Okay, let's just crank the stone mine to max. Because if I need more stone than that, I need to actually either start taxing it from the realm or setting up the second stone mine. And then what do we need for the next level? 8,000. And we need to get the slaves properly intimidated by the city garrison. Do I have enough to keep you guys happy for your soldier ratio? No, you'd actually just like more soldiers as well. You want a quarter of the city to be trained. So, actually that means if I'm going for 8k, which I think is what we're going to aim for, I need 2 more battalions, let's say, or not 2 more. I need 3 more battalions of Garthimi militia. Oops, that was edit. That's why I had some equipment. Trying to create brand new ones. Why did the new one have equipment? Because it's an old one. I create one 3 times. Max these out. And then maybe max out or expand the training facilities. 100 more being trained at once would not be too terrible. Each of the training grounds trains 100, so I actually need 5 training grounds. Oh, I'm on planning mode again. That wasn't what I meant to be. Take those jobs, please. And then I'm gonna bring over the 5 training grounds. Unless I want to build a bigger one. For round, that's already a pretty good round. we go. Training facilities for another 100, so we'll double the rate that the militia trains up. And I suppose if I'm doing that, I should bring enough in to do odd job rework and do that training, so we'll bring another 200 in. Welcome to the city! Hundreds of people come streaming in from the outside world. I think that's one of the points where they come in and out. Oh, and maybe... do I need more physician access? Yeah, we're getting a little low on physician access. I should probably do a pass on that. Down here we're gonna have another 100-something people. Ah, no good coverage over there, so we want one over there. Coverage, because this whole black zone area. Probably could do with another one in there, although it might be a little bit difficult to squeeze it in. That's at least not housing up there. Oh, in here is going to want one as well. I don't want one in there. We need one over by you. Okay. This is why I'm taking coverage necessarily before I'm just adding more where there already is enough. Pop out into the world map. Now goes the army marching its way over. It has marched its way over. So we've got this sweep of territory down here. We've got you over here. All places we can go without having to trespass. Oh, that's actually... Oops. So let's not send them to their doom. They're going to be pretty heavily outnumbered there, and there. I think I know why those places haven't been taken over yet. Good places, good hydration. So we're gonna want them. Yeah, that's the easiest one to take it from the mode. Curious proposal. Seen a letter from the neighbor. Mislead the raiders. Sure. I think we had this event last time. Raiders weren't too bad. So we'll send you to go siege there, and then we'll be probably looking to get the army bigger. Invasion. 221 soldiers versus the city garrison of 1.2k. They're outnumbered 6 to 1. I suspect we will take casualties. The overwhelming might of our men shall intimidate them into defeat. Okay, so we're going to leave the two basically non-existent units behind. Otherwise take tight formation, 5 deep. So, start, begin. Move the formation over a little bit. Okay. Now I have spears, so I'm probably better off receiving the charge. Of course, the one unit that's got swords is probably the one that should charge us in the middle of the enemy middle formation. Spool out our formations to go in and encircle. Our units aren't particularly great, but we have numbers on our side, and it's not going to take much to get them feeling surrounded. And just the threat of being encircled like that is causing the enemy units to collapse. There we go. For one casualty, 221 enemies surrender. We're not going to take the prisoners. As tempting as it is, I need to get the submission up, submission up, not down, and more prisoners is going to make the situation worse before it gets better. The once mighty bull's-eye medicine lies dead at our feet, O mighty one. This will surely send a powerful message through all sects. Bring more odd jobbers in, because again, we're going to have 100 more people working once these training grounds are operational. There's about 100 people in the odd jobber didn't go up. I guess the administration decided it needed more people. You know, the administration's getting close to full. I might need to build a new admin at some point. Okay, we've arrived to the siege. This one will be a siege. We're gonna have to expand the field army, I think. To siege the other ones down. Well, that isn't a terrible idea anyway. Oh, and I suppose this is the area that's having issue with stone, so... Mine it as fast as we can. Well, actually, I could probably mine it faster if we really wanted to. We could use one of the promotions boosting the Master of the Mines, for example. Or could also start collecting it in taxes. I should probably start collecting it in taxes. Of my regions, which is the best at 19 regions, which is the best at making stone. Even if you were good at it and you're not really, it should really be gems coming in here. So we get more gems from you. Yeah, not you. Not you. You're probably meat. You're getting wood. No, you'd be better off with more Sithlin. Although, I didn't need people to sell the Sithlin too, which we don't have. You're decent at stone. Although you don't have a lot of extractive capacity, because we must go on taxes. Although, do I need the taxes? Don't really need the taxes here. Let's take the bank away and drop it to get it exporting stone. 8 levels of stone. At some point, whoops, I can maybe even move the tax office to someplace else. Here we go. That should help with stone input. That's another 3,500 stone a day. Yeah, if we're having stone problems after that, something else is wrong. That should fix the stone problems real quick. In fact, I'm so certain that that's going to fix the stone problems. I'm going to set up an export depot. Export the surplus stone. Because to be fair, the point of getting that stone is so we can cut the stone. Because we're pretty good at cutting stone. And cut stone's pretty variable. Although, do I... Where's my export depot for cut stone? There it is. Oh, that's set to the price for 90. Yeah, so we have more capacity to export cut stone if I want to cut stone. Export stone at really high lumber. Oh, that's the, yes, that doesn't matter. 80%. So really high on the storage. We really don't want to be exporting stone. It's pretty worthless. But on the other hand, I don't want like 300-something people thinking they get away with no work. Eventually, we should be able to see the trade caravan on the map. Carrying our stone. Here it is. 3.55 thousand stone. I suppose we should probably expand the insane asylum. Or build another one. I'm right at the bottom of the map here. Although I suppose that doesn't make this a terrible place to build the insane asylum. Is there any way I can improve with technology the bureaucracy? Laboratory. Yes, there is a way I can use innovation to improve the bureaucracy, so in theory the bureaucracy can be smaller. Could even go so far as to ship them tools, okay. Coming up on the hour here, so it's probably about time we put a part break in. But yeah, the Empire is growing. We're training troops twice as fast as we were before. I'm even slightly tempted to go, like, doubling it again. Honestly. How's the siege going? Siege isn't done. Finish that up in the next one. But yeah, I hope you've been enjoying. Whether you're watching this on YouTube or currently on live on Twitch. We're gonna probably play, well, we're gonna play obviously this run until the next patch comes out. Or until something causes us to think we've finished. If I think I can get to it, it would be very interesting to try to get up to the max tier here, which is 12k, and have full submission and loyalty. Before we make the dash up to 8k, which is the next one, I think we want to get the submission back up to 100%. And honestly, we do need to be a little bit careful, because as I get bigger and bigger, it's going to be harder and harder to maintain expectations. The Garthimi are easy to maintain expectations with. And in fact, that's maybe something else I'll work on the next one, is we want to go around... we picked up the upgrades for the markets and the food stalls, but I should actually apply them. Those are good upgrades. Probably upgrade the guard post to get the law and order going a little better. We don't have the tech for the wells. We got the toilet upgrades at least. Toilets have been distributed. But yeah, we're going to run around and do a bunch of upgrades as well to improve stability points for places. And I've got corpses somewhere just laying in the streets, probably from a big accident. Yeah, just click it here and it's like, hey, we're not moving. Okay, so it's probably a big accident somewhere that hasn't been cleaned up. So that would be something else to do, is get more innovation, or not innovation, knowledge. Work up the, not the secret police, work safety. So if they stop dying in the work sites. Things to do. We got things to do, and if anything, I'm suffering more from too many choices. Too many choices, I don't know which choice I want to use. We'll be working that next time. If you're watching on YouTube, that'll be tomorrow. If you're watching this on Twitch, feel free to hang around and take a short break here to get up, take a stretch, sip some tea, and then we'll be back to record another part. We're going to try to record 3 more parts today. By the end of that, YouTube should be recorded up to the point where they're actually past the next major patch. I think, depending on where the city is, we might continue playing anyway. Because this city is done when the patch comes out. At the moment, we swapped back to a 4-day recording schedule. So, at most, we're going to play 3 more streams of this, besides tonight's stream. I don't think... Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if we make it the 3 additional streams. But I hope everyone has been enjoying, and until next time, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and/or stream, and bye for now.